what made you decide to settle here in Cebu? Third world country here in the Philippines, very far from home. Uh, what? How did your journey
Well, I met
end
my
up here in the Philippines? I mean, what was your journey?
it was my wife, Juris.
Is Filipina?
Yes, Cebuano was born here, but she eventually moved to. She was in banking. She moved to Toronto, and we met many years ago, and it sort of progressed from there. And
You
between
met
us,
in Toronto.
yes, we did. And
So wait, you were in England, then South Africa, then Canada.
South Africa, I was offered the job and turned it down. The timing was not right.
So you never stayed in South
no,
Africa.
No,
No.
it was a job opportunity. Politically, it was it wasn't restful in the sense of politics. So I never took that up. But coming to Canada opened up a lot of doors for me. And with my wife, Juris, obviously she was born here. We eventually set up two companies. Set up a media company that was for television and radio, and then we set up sort of the James Bond security side in business. So being profiled in front of camera and heard on radio, it helped the business in security. So you would have an insurance company will call me and say, Pete, we have a client here who's just spent 10 million on a painting, but we won't insure it unless you can go and look at it and come up with a security engineered place for it. And that's how I got that type of business to grow.
Your wife is Cebuana,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
from Cebu.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been in Cebu, and how do you find it here? What do you think of Cebuanos or Filipinos in general?
I know you asked me just seconds ago on that. I've been backwards and forwards from Cebu to Toronto and some of the islands because of Juris's mum, God rest her soul. She turned well over 100, but Juris always wanted me to, like you, I mean, Gateway, I mean, you spend a lot of time in a company that you're growing all the time. However, with us, Juris said, you've got to retire. And she talked me into it. Probably about 8 years ago, and on and off I said, well, you know, we'll go back to the Philippines, we'll have a look at Cebu again. We ended up getting here, and I can tell you I have an official card that says permanent alien status. So we were able to build a business here now in production, so that was good. How do I like the people? You're beautiful. The only frustration I have is trying to get things done my way very quickly. And I'm learning there's a cultural difference. And I'm learning that.
You mean things are slower here?
Yes.
Sluggish with process?
It's a little...
laid back?
There seems to be more paperwork than the electronic side, but it is laid back. It is laid back. But, you know, maybe that's good for me in a sense.
Not good for us.
No, I mean, when
but things could be better, I'm sure.
Yes, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
obviously you're from here and you've seen a lot more than I have. Example would be, it took me 8.5 months to get a company established here, registered here.
Yeah, there's
Where
so much
in Toronto it
red
was 10
tape.
days. 10 days. You go in, prove the logo, prove the status, the bank, electronically.
Yeah, honestly, some of it's unnecessary, some of it is redundant, the requirements, but hopefully they polish those processes.
Is that, Michael, is that because it creates jobs?
That's one factor. Like, need more people to do this job, but it doesn't make sense at times, so you're just prolonging certain things. But hopefully some people address that, where it's more of a common sense approach.
Yeah.
Right? Eliminate red tape, get things moving, filter out unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope they do something about it.
Is that because the younger generation are a little bit more educated on that side and see it's necessary to get business done quicker?
Yes, of course, economy is moving, everything's fast-paced, but there are some that are still stuck with the old way of doing things, and of course, don't wanna let go of how they can profit here or how they can gain an advantage here. So that's quite rampant, and that's unfortunate for our culture.
You know, on that side, when you look at the Asian markets, what opportunities are still out there for the Philippines?
Opportunities.
Yeah, and I think the Philippines necessarily, if they could get into the high investment of IT, I think it's a must.
Yes, definitely. Well, we're still third world, but we're doing our part. So hopefully the rest of the country does their part. So yeah, we move forward. Okay, so you see yourself living here until you, for the rest of your life?
Till I kick the bucket? I do. I've got to go back to Toronto in October. My son's getting married, so it's a must. But last year when we went back, after having a month there, I was yearning to come back to Cebu. The pace is different.
The pace.
Yeah.
So what's a usual day like for you? What's your routine? Where do you go? Do you often eat out? Do you go to Mactan Beach?
To Mactan Beach, been several times, but no, it's not a luxury for me, because it's very much like your business. We're on call 7 days a week, 24/7 in a sense. In our business, we get phone calls saying, can you do this, can you do that, can you write the script, can you produce it, can we have a look at it? And then we're busy on that, and the relaxation side is a little difficult for me. I seem to have brought this North American attitude over here, is trying to get things done very quickly. And as you know, in North America, when somebody says, I want it doing today, you say,
which is
okay,
a good thing.
Yeah, because it's business. Here it's, well, leave it with us. We'll look at it, and look at it means that it's not going to happen. Decision makers, we were very fortunate with you that we were able to go to the very top and say, look, can we do this, or can we have a meeting? They are very, very rare. It's getting better, but it's rare, because when we come to a marketing environment of a marketing person, it's a protocol. Then it goes up to the next ladder, up to the next ladder, it hits a general manager, and then
bureaucratic.
a VP.
So much
yeah.
in between people.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I see a little glimmer of hope there that it will change, because people talk.
Yeah, certainly.
People say, hey, that's a great idea, what you have. And then you obviously get them to sign a document that they can't take all your ideas, well, not for nothing, but they cannot give your ideas away. So we're very particular about that.
Okay.